I think we are now recording and we're good to go.
Awesome. All right. How's the volume? Can you hear me? Is it still
Perfect.
good? Perfect?
Perfect.
Awesome. All right. Hello everyone. How's it going? How we doing? Just show me a wave of hands. Show me a wave of hands. Everyone doing good? Yeah, there we go. Awesome. All right, cool. Well, everyone, so my name is Trevon Bryant, and today I'm going to present to you all of us being creators of tomorrow. But first, we're going to start off with a cool activity real quick. So if everyone could just stand up really quick, stand up out of your seats, stand up out of your seats. I want you to go ahead and just throw your arms over your head really quick. Give me a quick stretch to the left, and then give me a quick stretch to the right. And then go ahead and shake those arms out. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Come on, as fast as you can, as fast as you can, fast as you can. All right, good. Now go ahead and sit down in your chair. Go ahead and sit down in your chair. And then we have one quick. Oh, no, don't do that. We don't want anyone to get hurt. All right, here we go. So now we got one quick challenge. So I want you to take your right hand, put your right hand over your head, and put your left hand on your belly. Right hand over the top of your head, left hand on your belly. And I want you to see who can tap their head and rub their belly at the same time. Now, if this is very easy for you, can you also tap your right foot at the same time? There we go. There we go. All right, we're pretty talented. Pretty talented. Good job, everyone. Good job. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share a PowerPoint with you all. And this is going to be quick, but it's going to be fun. And then we're going to have an opportunity for you all to ask some questions, right? Because I'm pretty sure your minds are all filled with questions. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Let me pull up my PowerPoint really quick. It's going to take just a few seconds. There we go. Nope, not yet. Come on. There we go. And then pull you all up in the bottom screen. Perfect. All right. So as I said before, right, so you all are the creators of tomorrow, right? So you all being in 6th grade, you all are going to grow up to be something great and to be something special, and you're going to change lives, right? You're going to do something that's going to be so beneficial for you and your family. And I'm loving the thumbs up because that means that you're understanding, you receive it, and you believe it. So that's awesome. So we are the creators of tomorrow. We are the ones who are going to impact this future. All right. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of background information about me and who I am. Right. So again, my name is Trevon Bryant, and I am from St. Augustine, Florida. I was born and raised here in St. Augustine, Florida, and I went to Otis Mason Elementary. Just by a raise of hands, did anyone go to Otis Mason? Yeah, there we go. We got a huge group of people that went to Otis Mason. Awesome, manatees. Okay, and so after Otis Mason, I transitioned and I went to Murray Middle School for my 6th grade year. And then I ended up moving on the opposite side of St. Augustine, and I was able to continue um, my middle school years, 7th and 8th grade at Gamble, where you all are now. So I sat in those same seats that you all are sitting in right now. And then after Gamble, I transitioned and I went to high school at Pedro Menendez. All right, so moving on. So let's talk about some academics and athletics. And so these are just some facts and some points about me. So I was an athlete. I loved to play football. Football was my dream. It was what I loved to do every single day. And I wanted to go to the NFL, right? I wanted to be an NFL player, and I just loved everything about football. But in order to be able to be a successful football player, you also have to be good with your academics, right? You also have to be a good student in school. And so once I got to high school, I graduated in 2014, right? I had a 3.5 GPA. I started the AVID program in high school. I was a star athlete, and I was able to get 6 Division I football scholarships during my senior year of high school to go to college and play football as a collegiate football player. And so I want you all to realize that, my dream and my love for the sport of football, I was able to accomplish that dream because of the skills and the things that I learned in the AVID program, which all of you are in right now. And so I want you to know that you're in this AVID program, and it's going to prep you to become the best student, to become the best person that you want to be. All of your dreams, all of your aspirations, everything starts here and it starts now. And especially in the 6th grade, you all probably have so many different ideas, you have so many interests, and you're just so excited to live the life that you're living and to explore, right? You're very curious. And so I want you to understand that the AVID program that you all are in right now is very, very useful. And I'm going to explain to you throughout the rest of these slides in this presentation of how I became successful using the skills and the techniques that I learned through the AVID program. So as I said, I wanted to go to the NFL. I was a star athlete. That was my dream. That was my passion. But there was something that happened to me in my life that changed my entire course, and I had to figure out, what can I do? So as you can see here in the screen, the picture on the left is a picture of me after I just scored a touchdown. So playing football at the University of New Hampshire, I was a star athlete. I was a two-time team captain, first two-time team captain of the football team. Everything was going so good. My path to the NFL was looking bright. Everything was great. And that was my plan. That was my passion. That's what I wanted to do in life, until something happened to me that changed my entire path, and I had no idea what to do. And so as you can see on the picture on the right, it's a picture of my left knee. If it looks kind of funny, right? Because I have no quad. It's all skin and bone. I lost all of my muscle. I lost my movement and everything. And so this was after my first surgery. I tore my ACL, my MCL, both medial and lateral meniscus, and my patellar tendon. And those are all ligaments that surrounded my knee that I tore in practice. And so it stopped me from playing football. I was not able to play anymore. And so now I had to figure out, how am I going to continue to still be successful in life? What am I going to do? And what I had to do is I had to revert back to the skills and the techniques that I learned within the AVID program in order to find my path in becoming successful. And the way I did that by continuing to figure out what it was that I wanted to do at the University of New Hampshire. So this is a picture here of my university. This is a picture of the campus. And at the University of New Hampshire, I went in, I didn't know what I wanted to study. So in high school and in middle school, I originally wanted to be an electrical engineer because I thought that I was going to be good at it. My uncles and my grandpa, everyone, they were mechanics. They were hard workers and they knew how to fix cars, and I wanted to go into the electrical part of it and be just like my grandpa and my uncles and understand mechanics, right? But I was bad at math. I didn't do good at math, and I didn't realize how important mathematics was for engineering, right? And so I had trouble in middle school, in high school, and in college with math, until I end up finding my path in human development and family studies, which is the focus of the development of individuals across lifespan, right? And so I graduated in 2018. I graduated my undergrad degree in 2018, and then I went and got a master's degree in adolescent development. Adolescent development is the study of adolescents, right? Who range from the age of 10 to 19 years old. So those of you who are sitting in this class right now are within this age bracket, and your development stages that you're going through is my specialty, and it's what I study day in and day out. And I found my passion in helping others and in motivational speaking and fitness, and that is the path that I chose in order to become happy and to still be successful, right? And so once I figured out my path and figured out what I wanted to do, now that I know that football is not an option for me anymore, I got into academic career in academic advising, right? So I became an academic advisor at the University of New Hampshire, where I got to sit down with students who were undeclared as freshmen, and it was the same students who are just like some of you, and the same students who were like me, who did not know what they wanted to do once they got to college. They didn't know what major or what they wanted to become, right? And so I was able to sit down with these students and to talk about which classes may interest them, which classes can they take in order to get on the correct path to help them to find a major that they want to declare in order to become successful. And I was able to talk about ideas with these students because I was once that student. And so being able to be in a position where I can help those students with their thoughts and with their ideas, it gave me joy and it gave me happiness. So just like some of you right now, you're in 6th grade and you're wondering, you're just coming from elementary and you're like, oh, I have so much time until I get to college. Trust me, these years are going to go by so fast. And before you know it, you all are going to be in 8th grade and you're going to be transitioning right into high school. And so in my academic advising, at the same time, I also became a fitness instructor, right? So I couldn't let athletics get too far away from me. I love working out. I love playing football. And so I became a fitness instructor where I did one-on-one private events, where I trained people in one-on-one private sessions. And I also taught classes of 20 to 25 people, a large workout group, right? And so I did that as well as developing my motivational speaking brand, which is named Talking with Trey, as you can see at the top. And so in my fitness instructor, becoming a fitness instructor and a motivational speaker, I was able to give back to the community in helping people stay healthy through fitness, and also being able to share my ideas and my thoughts with people on helping them become successful and helping them be the best person that they can be. And just like some of you all, right? You all are going to be some great students. You're going to be the people who are going to change this world, and you are the future, right? You are all going to be the people who are going to do things that are going to be so awesome. And you may just think that, oh, I'm just a 6th grader. Like, I'm young. I don't even know what I want to do. But those thoughts and those ideas are going to come to you all very, very soon. And so once I transitioned from being a fitness instructor, right, I continued in my motivational speaking, and I got a job within the university as a hall director. So you're like, Trevon, what is a hall director? Well, you see this building here on the left is the building that I manage. So this building holds over about 260 residents, right? College students live within this building, and I'm the overseer. I'm the manager of the building, right? So I'm the big guy. So my job as a hall director, it ranges from developing educational social events to maintenance issues, to mental health, to solving roommate conflicts, right? Just like some of you may get in fights with your brothers and sisters at home, and then your mom and dad is yelling at you, telling you to leave your sister alone, leave your brother alone. I am basically that guy, but for young adults. And so whatever happens, whatever it is, you name it, I take care of it. And that is my job as a hall director. So now I want you all to realize that, you know, we have this idea of STEM, right? STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And every single one of you are probably taking classes within these categories, right? You have a science class, you have a mathematics class, you have a geography class, you have all these classes, right, that you're taking. And there may be some classes that you're not good at. There may be some classes that you're struggling and having a hard time with doing well in, right? But I want you to understand that all the skills that you are learning from these classes and that you are learning from the AVID program are going to be so beneficial in a way that even your biggest dream, even when you're chasing your biggest dream, right? When things change, you're going to have something to revert to in order to help you stay successful. And so I say that because this idea of STEM is right. It's the key to innovation and job creation. So again, you all are the creators of tomorrow. You all are going to be the ones who are going to create things that is going to help give others opportunities to be successful. And so I was an athlete, right? The only thing that I knew how to do was to run a football and to run into another human being as hard as possible, as hard as I could, right? And tackle someone. That's all I knew in sports, and how to work out. But once I got this job, once my life changed, once that injury happened to where I was not able to play football anymore, I had to transition into reverting back to the skills that I learned in AVID, right? And so through my job, I had to learn how to use technology. And this is what was going to help me be successful in my position as a hall director at the University of New Hampshire. And so some things that I learned as a hall director was how to manage money, right? So I have $6,000 that I have to budget for that building that I control, right? I was horrible at math. I didn't do good at math at all, which is why I could not be an electrical engineer. But I had to learn how to budget money. How much money am I going to use towards a certain item? How am I going to take this money and invest it into the building to make this building be successful, right? And then I had to learn how to create a newsletter. So in college, you have a lot of things going on. You have football games, soccer games, you have ice cream nights, you have karaoke, you have dance nights, you have a lot of things going on in college, and we need to get the message to students to let them know what's going on. So I had to use an online platform in order to create a message for the students to receive through email of what's going on campus. And so learning how to use those online platforms was very new to me, because I went from playing on a football field to working inside of an office on a computer. And I also learned video editing and content creating, right? So through my motivational speaking, I make a lot of workout videos and I make a lot of motivational speaking videos that I share on the internet. And so being able to use a camera and to take that stuff and put it on a computer, it was a skill that I had to learn in order to make my brand as a motivational speaker be successful, right? And so now I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that you all can see my face and that I can see your faces. All right, so everybody just give me a quick wave real quick to let me know that you're still up. You're still up. Yep, quick wave. There we go. Awesome. All right. And so with that being said, I want to go back to the point of AVID, right? And so the idea of STEM is that you get a bunch of skills that's going to help you be successful in life. And so no matter what path you choose in life, you're going to have to use something within mathematics, something within technology, something within science. You're going to have to learn how to use these techniques within those different rooms of studies, right? And so I want you all to think about AVID the same way. So just by a shake of heads, do all of you have an AVID binder? Yeah, right. So that AVID binder is probably one of the most important things in your life right now, and you don't even realize it. And you're probably like, well, how is it important? Right? So with the AVID binder, one thing that really helped me out when I was in AVID, and I wish that I could start AVID when I was in middle school. I didn't start AVID until I was in high school. One thing that was very, very helpful with AVID was the AVID binder. And it was because it made me organized. I was a horrible organizer. I would take my homework and I would shove it in my book bag, and I would go home and I would throw my book bag into my room, and I would go outside and I would play with my friends, right? And when the day came up for us to turn in our homework, my teacher would say, Trevon, where's your homework? And I would be scrambling through my book bag, going through all these different papers, trying to find my homework, and I could not find it. I had no idea where it was because I was not organized. And I'm sure some of you have been in that position as well. And so the AVID binder was a way to help me stay organized, because I had tabs that said math, that said science, that said reading. And when I put those homeworks in those correct tabs, when my teacher asked me, Trevon, where's your homework? I pulled out my AVID binder and I could flip right to it, right? And it helped me stay organized. Now, the important thing about it is that I transitioned from being organized within my binder to being organized in my life, right? And so last class, someone asked me, Trevon, how did you stay motivated and how did you balance working out after middle school and after high school and also doing your schoolwork at the same time and getting it all done? And the way I explained it was that I had to stay organized with my binder, right? And being able to find my homework, I did the same thing with my life, right? So I had to set time frames of what I could do. So when I got home, I would work out for 1 hour, and then I would eat dinner, and then I would do homework for 1 hour. And using that structured, organized time helped me stay successful and helped me become the best student that I could be. And so, again, as I said, my dream was to make it to the NFL, guys. I wanted to be an NFL player so that I can change the life of my family financial wise, and all of that changed. So no matter what your biggest dream is, at some point it all can change. But what matters is that the skills and the techniques that you are all learning right now in AVID, and that you will learn continuing through AVID, these will be very, very helpful for you all. And so now I just want to do a quick activity real quick. I want everyone to just close their eyes. So sit up straight, take a deep breath, sit up straight, and I want you to close your eyes really quick. Close your eyes, close your eyes. There we go. And so now I want you to start thinking of your dreams, right? What do you want to become when you grow up? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be a firefighter? Do you want to work with horses? Do you want to be a painter? Do you want to be a singer? Do you want to be a professional dancer? Whatever it is, I want you to see it and just pretend that it's floating on top of your head right now. And as you begin to see those, just like picking apples off of a tree, I want you to begin to start picking those dreams out of the sky and putting it into a basket, right? So start picking those dreams out of the sky and putting them into a basket right now, whatever it is that you see in life, right? Even if you just want a Chick-fil-A sandwich at the end of the day, picture that Chick-fil-A sandwich on the top of your head and grab it, right? Put it in your basket. All right, so now go ahead and open your eyes, right? Now I want you to look down at your basket, and tell me, what do you see? Nothing, right? Just your legs, right? Is that correct? Can I get some head shakes? Just your legs, right? You don't see anything, right? So here's the thing. Everything starts out as an idea. As long as you can think of it, as long as you can see it in your head, you can achieve it. So those chairs that you're sitting in right now, there was a day when somebody visioned a chair and there was no such thing as a chair, right? It was something that somebody thought about, that they created, and now you are able to sit in that chair that somebody else thought about, right? When it wasn't there. So you all can do the same thing. Whatever it is that you just pull down into your basket, you can think of those things and you can create it so that people in the future can use the things that you've created, right? And that is going to come by using the skills and the techniques that you all are going to learn and get from AVID. And so now what I want to do, I just want to open up the floor to some questions that you all may have based on what I presented. And I just want this to be a social moment. So does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask?
All right, Leva.
How long did you own the building for?
Can you say that again?
How long did you own the building for?
How long did I hold the building for?
Yeah.
And are you talking about the building that I run?
Yep.
Yep. And so I've owned the building for just a year now, right? So this upcoming January will make a full year that I've owned the building, and it's been so crazy because time is flying by so fast, and that's the same thing that I want you all to realize, that time is going to go by so fast, and before you know it, you all are going to be in high school and you all are going to be in college doing great things because you're in the AVID program, and it's going to prepare you to be able to go to college and to do the things necessary that you need to do, right? And so it's already been a year for me, and I'm excited to continue into holding the building and controlling it for another year. Good question. Anyone else?
How did you focus? How did you focus on schoolwork after being at football?
How did I focus on schoolwork while also doing football
Well, like after your injury.
after my injury?
Yeah.
Yeah, great question. So, this is what I did, right? So, after my injury, as I said, I was the team captain of the football team. And in college, that is a huge responsibility because not only do you have to lead a team, you also have to be a leader within the community, right? And so after my image, I was really depressed, I was hurt, I was down, and I was not able to do anything at all but lay in bed with a huge knee brace and recover from my surgery. And so the way that I focused on it was that I knew that if I was able to fight through this situation and to continue to still be successful academic wise, that I can be great. So what I had to do, right? So in AVID, we learn communication skills, right? We learn about being on time with things. We learn about being organized. And so what I did was I began to revert back to those skills, and I said, well, since I'm hurt, I need to communicate with my teachers and my professors to let them know that, I may not be able to complete this assignment, or are there any optional things that they can give me to complete in order for me to still turn my schoolwork in. And so I reached out to my professors, and they sent me tutors. They sent people to my dorm room to come and help me with my homework and to help me study and to turn in my papers for me. Um, and that was all based on the skills that I've learned through AVID of being able to communicate and to be on time with things, right? And so the way that I stayed focused was realizing that in order for me to still be successful, I have to be a great student, and I couldn't let my grades fall just because I was injured, right? And so I stayed focused by knowing what my goal was, which was to get healthy and to be able to work out and to run again. And my goal was to also still graduate with a great GPA. And so with having a goal, I knew that I could stay focused in my athletics while also recovering through my injury, right? Great question. Anyone
Um,
else?
how long, what made you want to play football?
What made me want to play football? Yeah, great question. So, funny thing is, the first sport that I played, I started off playing soccer. I was a soccer player, right? And I was really good at soccer. I was really fast and I was really shifty. And then my dad wanted me to play football, and we went into Pop Warner, and I started playing football, and I realized that I was really good at football as well. But there was somebody who I really looked up to within the community in football, and I wanted to be an NFL player, right? And the thing was, I didn't grow up in the perfect family home. My family wasn't always happy, and my family didn't always have a lot of money. And I thought that if I make it to the NFL, I can make a lot of money. I can change things for my family, right? And so that's what drove me to wanting to be a football player. But I didn't know that once I started playing football that I would fall in love with the game. And playing on a team and having teammates who you can call your brothers, who you can call your family, and to play a game that is structured around teamwork, just like all of you in your classes, right? You have to work and depend on each other and be supportive of each other, right? That is what made me want to play football, because I was able to develop friendships and I was able to develop good concepts that was going to help me in life, which is what helped me make it through my injury, right? Was being tough, being strong, and finding ways to fight through adversity. Great question.
Okay.
How hard is it to get an NFL scholarship?
Yeah, so to get a football scholarship, I wouldn't say that it's hard, but it's definitely challenging. And it's challenging because, for one, you have to have phenomenal grades, right? You have to have good grades, and then also you have to have a great athletic ability. Now, see, for me, I kind of struggled because I was on the shorter end, right? A lot of football players are tall, and I just didn't have the height that a lot of schools were looking for. But one thing that I did have was I had speed and I had heart, right? And I was strong. Within my mind, I had confidence that I could be just as good as any other football player. And so, with having that ability and also having good grades in high school to back me up, it made it a little bit easier for me to get a scholarship. And once I got one scholarship, the other five came because schools talk about the people who they're recruiting, right? And so it's just like, if you can impress one person, you can impress a lot of people at the same time. And so it was tough getting it because I didn't have the physical measurements that they wanted me to have, but because I played with heart and I played with emotion and I had good grades to back it up, I was able to get that scholarship. And once I got the scholarship, it became easy to get the others. Good question.
Art, what skill did you learn that helped you the most?
What skill did you learn that helped you the most?
What skill did I learn that helped me the most? All right, yep. So the skill that I learned that helped me the most, and I'm just going to go right back to it, was that AVID binder. The organization part of the AVID binder is a skill that I learned that helped me the most, because I was not an organized person at all. I literally just did things as I felt. And that was where I lacked. And once I learned how to stay organized with the AVID binder, I was able to organize everything else in life. So even once I got into school, right, and as I began to talk about the STEM, right, learning how to use those online computer activities, I learned how to organize and make folders and make separate binders of keeping my work so that I can refer back to the things that I needed to refer to while working. And so that was something that really kept me very successful, was the organization idea that you all have with your binders.
Do you still play football?
So no, I don't currently play football anymore. I finished playing football in 2019, but I do currently still train. As I said, I have a lot of workouts, a lot of workout videos that I create and that I post online, and I still train people within football, and I do a lot of body weight exercise movements and stuff. Definitely. So I don't play football anymore, but I still do a lot of athletic things.
Was it hard to start getting organized after you were like really not organized, messy?
So you said, was it? Can you repeat that again?
Was it hard to get organized after you were really messy?
Yes, yes, yes. Because the tough stage was finding everything, right? And like knowing where to start, knowing how to get organized, right? So I want you to, envision. I want you to picture yourself with your Avid binder sitting on your bed, and then next to your Avid binder, you have a pile of papers that's a mixture of math homework, science homework, reading homework, geography. It's just a mixture. It's just a huge pile, right? And in the binder, you don't have any tabs. You just have a binder that's empty, right? So it was very hard for me because that's how my life was. Everything was just all in one pile. And I didn't know how to structure or how I wanted to structure it so that it made sense to me, right? And so what I had to do in my life is just like how you all have tabs that say what the subject is. I had to create boundaries in my life, right? As far as homework, as far as workout, as far as what time am I going to eat, right? I had to make those different sections in my life and organize it in a way that I can follow um, I can follow a set schedule that's going to help me stay organized. And so once I got organized, it was really good, but it was very hard to get organized when I wasn't organized in the first place. But even with that, that's why you have your peers, you have friends, and you have teachers who can show you how to do those things, right? And so that's why it's very useful for you all to use your teachers and to use your friends who are already organized, right? To get you started. And once you get started, you develop your own system. Great question.
Okay. Hunter?
What got you to take your mind off of football?
What brought me to take my mind off of football?
Yeah, like what got you to take your mind off?
Uh, Ms. Bohanna, can you repeat what he said?
Yeah. What got you to take your mind off of football?
Oh, okay. Yeah. And are you meaning like through my injury or?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So what got me to take my mind off of football was that I had to realize that as being a team captain, right, a lot of people look up to you. So in your lives, there are going to be some people who look up to you, right? You have little brothers, you have little sisters, you have little cousins. These are people who look up to you, right? And what I had to realize was that these people are watching me. I have family members who are watching me. And I can't be so selfish in the moment to only think about me and football that I need to switch my perspective to a broader, a bigger point of view and think that, I need to start thinking about the development of other people, right? And so if I can make it through this situation of my injury, if I can be positive through it, if I can be strong through it, if I can show people that I'm okay and that I'm getting better and that I'm working hard to get better every single day, it's going to motivate and inspire other people to also fight through their troubles that they go through. And so once I started thinking about other people, that got my mind off of football and it helped me find my true passion and love in helping others, right? And I realized that, maybe it wasn't meant for me to make it to the NFL. It was meant for me to be in front of students like you to talk about these situations to help motivate and inspire, right? And so that is what got my mind off of football and was uh, able to help me move forward in helping others. So turning a bad situation into a good situation, but for others and myself. Great question.
All right. Anybody else have a question? All right. So I'm going to go back to one of my standby questions for you. As sixth graders right now, what is the number one piece of advice that you would give them?
All right. So, as sixth graders right now, the number one piece of advice that I would give you right now is to explore. Your minds right now are all over the place. You all want to experience so many things, and you don't know what you want to do, right? You know that you're going to be 7th graders next year. You know that you're going to be 8th graders, and then you're going to be transitioning into high school. I want you all to explore. And when I say explore, I mean I want you to explore every single subject, math, reading, writing. I want you to dive into those subjects and start trying to figure out what interests you, right? Start asking questions. That's what you can do now as 6th graders, is explore and to start asking questions of these different topics, right? So if you're sitting in class one day and you started just randomly thinking about how is an ice cream machine made, right? If it's just a random thought in your head, how is an ice cream machine made? I want you to start asking questions, right? Even if you ask your teacher may say, I don't know, but start getting into the habit of asking questions, right? When you think of something, because right now in this stage of 6th graders, you are developing a sense of who you are, right? Of your identity, and you're starting to think about, you know, who you want to be your friends, who you want to be around. So you got to start asking questions in order to help you find a path and to find a position in life of, you know, who you want to be and what interests you. So again, I advise you to explore a little bit, start asking questions, ask a lot of questions. And I'm pretty sure you all do that already. But continue to keep asking questions and to get as much information as possible about everything that crosses your mind.
All right. Any final questions for Mr. Bryant today? Yes, Hunter.
What got you to set your mind on like one thing to do?
So what got you to set your mind on one thing to do?
Yep. And so what got me to set my mind on one thing to do was realizing that I had a talent, right? I had a gift in speaking. And so not only was I talented on the football field, I realized that I had multiple talents, right? That I can do multiple things. But at the time, I was trying to do a lot of different things at once. And by me being an unorganized person, right, I wasn't setting the correct amount of time that I needed to everything that I was good at doing. And so what I did was, using my organization skills that I learned from AVID, I chose one specific thing that interests me the best, and that is what I decided to focus on the most, right? And so that is what got me to focus on one thing, was using those organizational skills to say, I'm going to sit down and focus today on speaking, on public speaking. And then tomorrow I'm going to focus on working out and you know, getting bigger and better for athletics, right? And then the next day I'm going to focus on dancing, whatever it is, right? So using that organization skill to plan out what I was going to do helped me focus on one thing at a time until I got to the point to where I was able to manage multiple things at the same time. Great question.
All right. Well, our bell's going to ring again in just like a minute. So we're going to let them say goodbye. Say bye.
Have a good day.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you again in a few minutes.
Okay.